Hello, friends. Welcome to Plant the Change Straight Talk, empowering the next generation to grow into compassionate, conscious citizens of the world. Today, I want to talk about something we desperately need to take more seriously in education, parenting, and life: compassion. Not as a theme, not as a poster, not as a reward, as the core. Because the longer we treat compassion like a soft skill or an add-on, the more disconnected, guarded, and broken we become. As educators, as parents, and as humans, I have literally tried this and that, and neither one worked the way I needed them to. When I started out in education, I pulled from every model I could find. I experimented with concepts from every school concept you can imagine, from schools where kids lead their own learning with no required curriculum, no grades, no structure. And I understood the philosophy, and I actually really respected the intent. Freedom, autonomy, choice. There was a lot about it that I loved, but I also saw the cracks. It put way too much pressure on a lot of kids who weren't ready for that level of independence. Many of them needed more guidance, they needed more mentoring, and they needed more human connection. So I watched students feel lost, unseen, and honestly, unsupported. So I turned to other methods, and then finally to the other extreme methods, which are traditional education, the one most of us grew up in. I definitely grew up with it. The one with rules, routines, consequences, order. And that came with a different kind of failure. The kind that looks quiet on the outside, but it crushes creativity and emotional safety on the inside. Behavior charts, public discipline, systems that say, act right or lose your place here. Control over connection, obedience over understanding. And I knew I couldn't stay in that either. So I built something else. Something rooted in structure, but softened by soul. Something that allows us to hold high expectations while still leading with heart. Something that said, let's stop trying to fix kids and start fixing the systems they're trapped in. That something became what we now call Compassionate-Humane Education. And no, it's not a curriculum in a binder. It's a lens, it's a foundation, it's a framework, it's a commitment. My mother had me when she was a teen, and we were poor and life was hard. Growing up, I was bullied, I was assaulted, and I was told to stay quiet, not rock the boat. I was taught survival. No one taught me how to set boundaries. No one showed me how to stand up for myself. No one modeled how to apologize, or how to forgive, or how to name hurt without being blamed for it. And when you grow up like that, you carry silence like armor, and armor is really heavy. It keeps harm out, but it also keeps healing out. So when I started the school, it wasn't because I had all the answers. It was because I lived the questions. I knew what it felt like to be in a system that didn't care if you were hurting, just as long as you didn't make noise. And I refused to pass that silence on to another generation. So I wanted to make a different choice. I decided that compassion wouldn't be an extra. It would be the core. And yeah, I know that makes some people uncomfortable. It makes me very unpopular in certain circles. And it makes some parents nervous because compassion is not always predictable. It can be really messy because it's human. It doesn't fit neatly into a spreadsheet or a rubric. But it's real and it matters. Let me be clear, we still have structure, we still teach accountability, and we still hold boundaries. We need to stop pretending that most schools are built on compassion, because they are not. They are built on control, compliance, silencing, efficiency over empathy, outcomes over people. We reward quiet over kindness. We praise the well-behaved even when they're emotionally shut down. We punish students for being dysregulated, but never stop to ask why. We expect kids to know how to manage conflict, emotions, and relationships. Well, we don't teach it. And you know what's worse? We don't model it either. So I decided to create something different, compassionate, humane education. And I implemented something called reflection circles. And that's for emotional accountability, growth, and repair. In a reflection circle, the student who caused the harm, they learn to take responsibility without being crushed by shame. The student who was harmed gets to be heard, validated, and supported. And the witnesses, the kids who saw it, felt it, and didn't know how to respond, they get to process what they experienced. Because all of these kids grow up to be adults who either stay silent or speak up. And I know which ones I want to raise.
Hi, friends. Your support can help make the difference by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the Plant the Change podcast. You can also visit us at solidrockflorida.org to learn more about Solid Rock Community School and the Sanctuary at Solid Rock. Your support makes a real impact, and it helps plant the change.
We also created a student ambassador program, but this is not a popularity contest. It's not a reward. It's a call to lead. These are the students who mentor, mediate, and model. They help facilitate reflection circles. They sit with the peers. They go through hard conversations. They're learning to lead with humility and presence, not perfection. And yeah, just like grown-ups, they can mess up because they're human. We all are. We're not raising perfect kids. We're raising real kids. Kids who know how to apologize and mean it. Kids who know how to forgive and move forward. Kids who understand that leadership isn't about control, it's about compassion. And I want to say something to the parents and educators who might be thinking, oh, this could take long. What if it doesn't work? What if the adults or the reflection circle gets it wrong? Yes, parents can get impatient with the process. They want immediate results. They want their child fixed, the behavior stopped, and the problem solved right now. And I get it. When you love your child, sometimes waiting feels like a threat. And yes, sometimes staff mess it up. Sometimes we say the wrong thing. Sometimes we overreact. Sometimes we just don't listen as well as we should. You know why? Because we are human too, and we're still unlearning all the things that we were taught. Here's the truth. Every school has issues. Every school has broken systems. Every school has students who struggle, teachers who fall short, and days that don't go as planned. The difference is what happens next. In a traditional system, mistakes are often hidden. They're denied or maybe blamed on another child. In compassionate, humane education, mistakes become part of the teaching process. We repair, we reflect, we model what it looks like to keep showing up. Because when you teach through this lens, you understand that the process matters as much as the outcome. The growth isn't linear. The healing takes time. That compassion practiced today becomes resilience later. You might not see the reward in a week, sometimes not even in a semester, but one day that same child who couldn't sit still in second grade is the one leading a circle in high school, helping a peer through a meltdown. That same student who used to lash out is now someone others go to for calm. That same staff member who once struggled with tone is the one who stays after class, gently walking a student through accountability and care. This isn't just about short-term behavior. It's about lifelong lessons. Lessons about self-awareness, repair, integrity, leadership, love. And in a world that teaches us to win, dominate, and dismiss, those are the lessons that will actually save us. Let me tell you something a lot of people don't want to hear. Progress isn't always fast. We still deal with imperfection. We still get it wrong, but that is the process. If everything was perfect, this wouldn't be a school. It would be a cult or a movie set. And that's not real life. And that's not where learning happens. Every human here, students, staff, parents, is a work in progress. We don't model perfection. We model repair. We model realness. We model how to be humble when we're wrong. We model how to stay kind even when we're tired. We model how to live together in an imperfect world without tearing each other down to feel right. And here's the thing, compassion costs something. It costs time, it costs effort, it costs comfort, but the absence of compassion costs far more. It costs trust, it costs connection, it costs entire childhoods shaped by shame instead of support. I've seen what happens when we lead with compassion. I've seen kids who were written off come back to life. I've seen troublemakers become peer mentors. I've seen healing, not just from therapy, but from being seen, from being believed, from being safe in a learning environment that honors their humanity. So if you came here thinking compassion was a nice idea, let me push you further. Compassion is not an idea. It's an act. It's a decision. It's a daily practice. And if you're not practicing it consistently, intentionally, courageously, you're not preparing kids for life. You're preparing them to repeat the same systems that hurt you. Solid Rock Community School started implementing CHI, Compassionate-Humane Education, because I wanted something better for our students. But over time, I realized it's not just something that we needed. It's something other schools need. It's something homes need. It's something society needs. Whether someone uses the model I created or develops their own version, the truth is the same. We need education that centers compassion, emotional growth, ethical thinking, and connection. We don't need more rigid systems. We need more human ones. We don't need more rules. We need more understanding. And we don't need more content. We need more courage to teach what actually matters. So, no, compassion isn't extra credit. It's the core. It's the curriculum. It's the culture. It's the foundation for everything else. I didn't start a school because I knew how to build the perfect system. I started it because I knew what it felt like to be invisible, to be hurt, to be told to sit down, stay quiet, and smile through the pain. And I refused to build another place like that, because once you've survived it, you know exactly what's missing. So I built the thing I wish existed for me, and now I work every day to make sure it exists for someone else. Until next time, let's keep planning the change together.
The Plant the Change podcast explores how education drives societal transformation, nurtures compassionate and responsible citizens, and plants the seeds of change for a better tomorrow. At Solid Rock, Florida, we're a nonprofit committed to compassionate, humane education, an approach that blends academic excellence, ethical responsibility, and emotional growth. You can help make a difference by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the Plant the Change podcast. You can also visit us at solidrockflorida.org to learn more about Solid Rock Community School and Sanctuary at Solid Rock. Your support makes a real impact and helps plant the change. Together, we can redefine the future of education and create a world guided by compassion and ethical responsibility. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep making a difference.